Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. Let's get on today's video session. Here we go. Welcome back to the Panasonic 3DO. Listen to me good, Panasonic. Panasonic, listen up good. Hope you listen to my videos, man. Boom. Yeah. So how do you like my rocky round music as always? So today we're going to be talking about Panasonic 3DO. Today's information is it's gonna be so amazing, and I hope you guys will like it, because in my previous video we were talking about why are there two people involved in Panasonic 3DO. There's Panasonic and 3DO. There's two companies involved in it. We're going to talk more about that today in this video. Last time, because I was just mentioning that the main company was Panasonic, but it's quite a confusing story what it is. We're going to make it take all the frustration off in this video and tell you the truth. Right, before I go into this Panasonic video, so we said Panasonic video, you probably didn't know that Panasonic made 3 games consoles. So what are they? Okay, let's get started with these consoles. First of all, first one was Panasonic 3DO FZ1. Right, this console was the one which was quite thick from the front. It's one of the fat models from the 3DO models. It was front loading. Okay, front loading nowadays is one of the most respected design or type, whatever we say. And the other one was Panasonic 3DO FZ10. The FZ10 was top loading. And it's quite like an old fashioned, isn't it? Because just the lid opens and it can hit the one on the top. If there's not enough space, it can hit the top. Okay? Front loading is better, it just comes out. Because nowadays all the DVD players and Blu-rays are front loading. But I said 3 models, man. So 2 of them are 3DO models, aren't they? The third one is not 3DO model. No, not a 3DO model. It was called Panasonic Cube. Now the Panasonic Cube was a very beautiful looking silver coated machine with a display which you can see numbers and tracks 1, 2, 3, whatever it was, with a blue display in there. It was very nice. The whole system used to light up with blue kind of lightning in there. It's really, really attractive and amazing looking. And it used to come with a DVD remote. Whoa, what's going on there? A DVD remote? Let's go more into that. So basically, this Panasonic Cube, do you know what it is? It was a Nintendo GameCube. So it had Nintendo GameCube hardware in the system, using in the first tray, I think it was small discs, right? Which was Nintendo GameCube one. And in the second tray, you can put in audio CDs and play DVD movies. So this was pretty amazing system. So there, there's 3 models covered for the Panasonic. Right, I do have to say about these models I mentioned on Panasonic 3DO models and Panasonic Cube. None of them are original Panasonic games consoles, are they? I don't think so they are. Because originally, Panasonic 3DO, the 3DO they say was developed by 3DO company. Okay? And the Panasonic Cube was just a Nintendo GameCube. So where is a possibility of these being the proper Panasonic games consoles? So anyway, we're going to go into the video today and let's enjoy some and see what we're going to say about this. Right, Panasonic 3DO was developed by the 3DO company. But previously I said it was developed by Panasonic. What the heck is Panasonic doing there? Oh, that's a really confusing game there, isn't it? Okay? And Electronic Arts, right? Person, okay? Trip Hawkins. Okay, this is the guy from Electronic Arts. Hold on. So the 3DO console was not manufactured by the company itself. Did you understand what I meant by that? You see, they said that 3D was developed by the 3DO company, but the company didn't even know how to develop the system. Ooh, that's a bit strange. Then what happens? They're saying that they're the original people for the system, but they don't even know how to manufacture the system. Very, very weird, isn't it? Because usually the company who develops the system, that's the people who manufacture the machine as well. Okay? The specification, right? Talk about the specifications here. You know, people who worked for it, yeah? For, hold on. Mikhail of New Technologies Group. Okay? The specifications were brought from these people. It was something like that. Okay? Now let's go further about this whole system. Panasonic produced, right, models in 1993. Okay? And then Gold Star 1994, then Sanyo 1995. 1993, 1994, 1995. A year after a year, different companies took part in it. Were there any other companies taking part in this whole process? We'll find out later on in this video, okay? The Panasonic 3DO had cutting-edge technologies, okay? The high price, right? And the console market, their competitors were Sega and Nintendo. And then the system, the Panasonic 3DO was discontinued in 1996. Bear in mind, Panasonic is a very important thing for this 3DO model. It just is. Because it's been said it was from 1993 to 1996. So that comes from Panasonic, doesn't it? Because Panasonic was the company who bought this system in 1993 and went all the way up to 1996. Okay? Now this is really interesting. I don't think a lot of people would actually tell you stuff like this, but I'm going to further games consoles as well. What is this got to do with this? It hasn't, but you have to see in that line of Panasonic 3DO, you know, these consoles took part in as well. Right. Sega Mega Drive, Sega Mega Drive 32X, Sega Mega CD, SNK Neo Geo AES, SNK Neo Geo CD, Atari Jaguar cartridge-based system, Atari Jaguar CD, which was taking CDs, Sega Saturn, and Sony PlayStation. If you look at all these consoles I mentioned to you, they start with Mega Drive from 1993 and it takes you up to Sony PlayStation, which goes up to 1996. So between 1993 to 1996, all of these consoles were there while the Panasonic 3DO was active. Okay? The 3DO company, right, lacked resources to manufacture games consoles. Okay? And instead, it gave licenses to Panasonic, Gold Star, Sanyo. Can you see how the system works? What was going on? Because the 3DO company didn't know how to manufacture games console. They got no experience in it. They didn't know how to do it. So they used these three brands, okay, to manufacture these consoles. But the main company became Panasonic. Everything under this company, right, the system failed because of 3DO company had no ideas, right? Marketing their product, that was not good. So what am I trying to say here? Did the 3DO company even had any clue what they were doing with this thing? There's few things to this. Okay. First of all, it had a high price tag. Okay. You know, a high price tag. And then it was released in the times of Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo, when they were already quite popular. Now, because of its price tag and releasing in the wrong time, this is what the 3DO company was making a mistake. Now, they were going that this is a cutting edge technology system. Were people even ready for this technology in that time? No. They weren't ready for it. Now, why did the 3DO company come with such a very powerful system? You gotta understand, this was a 32-bit games console for multiplayer cutting edge technology. It was using stuff like mouse, remotes, and even a disc to play VCD movies. Look at the system. This system is really impressive, man. What was the company were thinking of? There's no way this company would ever succeed anyway. Okay? It was very, very harsh to think like that. I don't know what this company was doing, right? Whatever they're doing, it was completely wrong. Alright, and now let's move along further. Panasonic and Sony were the main systems. They both were very two big games consoles, okay? They both were. Okay? For the market. They are the world's largest electronic companies. They both are. Panasonic's a tech giant, you know. It's not some kind of a small company that will just come and, you know, just go away. It doesn't work like that, man. Okay? Okay. And you know, Panasonic, right? Products always become award-winning. They're award-winning. For every year compared to, right, Sony. Now I'm going to go a bit further. This is very, very amazing what I'm going to tell you. Now also further, further hardware licenses never sold to Samsung and Toshiba. Do you know what I mean by that? Basically, we already had Panasonic, Gold Star, and Sanyo. But they were trying to give the license to Samsung and Toshiba as well. There would have been 5 different manufacturers of the system. Can you believe that? Samsung and Toshiba. Oh, imagine Toshiba coming in there. Toshiba 3DO. That didn't actually happen. Because they didn't get the licenses, okay? Alright? Now the 3D company, Trip Hawkins, right? Sold the system for, you know what, you're going to go berserk. What kind of price is this? $699. That's really, really expensive. How are you supposed to challenge Sega and Nintendo, your competitors, with that? And it's a very far high price tag than Sega Nintendo games consoles. Later, in 6 months, right, Panasonic 3DO FZ1, right, model was $499. Okay, 6 months. Okay. It's pretty fast, doing it 6 months. But is $499 a really cheap price? Of course not. It's still too much. How can anybody even afford that? Is Panasonic even being fair to sell the system at $499? The price is still too high, man. To anyone to buy this console. Oh, blimey, man. It's just too much. Okay? Panasonic being... This is really important now. I don't think anybody actually even said anything like this. Panasonic being a publisher, developer for the system was very interesting. Okay? And everything else by Trip Hawkins, what about it? Was all wrong. Panasonic was the last remaining, right, to make system. And then he went for $199. I don't know how much that is true. It was something like that. Yeah. Originally, it was $799. I don't know why I'm telling you these high price tags, man. And he was trying to release M2. Now the M2 was a 64-bit games console. If you never heard of that, you know on the Panasonic 3DO, there was an extension on there. You know what that extension was for? For the Panasonic M2 64-bit games console. That would have been really, really powerful, man. If that came out back in that time, whoa, crazy, man. Too quick, man. And this M2 shouldn't be released under the 3DO company. This is what I'm saying. It shouldn't be released under the 3DO company. Because we already know 3DO company is really silly. They don't know what the heck they were doing. They didn't know what they were doing with the original Panasonic 3DO games console. And they spoiled the reputation of Panasonic. So they should release that under the 3DO company, right? Panasonic should have took the system and released, right, it in the right time to compete against Sega Saturn and Sony PlayStation. Okay? That's what I believe in. Well, what years should they actually release it? In the right timing, I would say in the year 1997 and 1998. Why am I skipping 1996? Because already Panasonic had a hard time in 1996. I think they needed a year's rest. And they just stop, think about the strategy, and then come back in 1997 and even in 1998, whatever they wanted to do, and they can release this Panasonic M2 games console. Okay? Hold on. Okay? With a powerful hardware, okay? With built-in DVD drive, because if you look at 1997, 1998, that's what we had in that time anyway. And hard drive. Okay? They also, if they had online gaming, they could have also used mouse and keyboard as well. Okay? Right. Now I'm just going to go into the final part of this video, and I hope you are very excited to listen to further on the information. Panasonic FZ1, FZ10 models were the most popular, right, recognized brand in today's date. People still buy Panasonic models. The system still has amazing games. Okay, now we're going to just talk about its games. Okay, amazing games from Panasonic, Capcom, Namco, Electronic Arts, and other developers produced games that never appear on other platforms. Okay? And some games did appear and didn't look good as Panasonic 3DO in graphics and fast gameplay and clear sound. Okay? The sequels that appeared on Sega Saturn and PlayStation were no good. They were no good. And the original games on Panasonic 3DO, right, were still the most amazing video games ever made. Okay. Now this gives you more depth information about what I'm trying to say here. And what kind of games we're really talking about here? We're talking about games like Blade Force, Killing Time, Need for Speed, Road Rash, FIFA International Soccer, Starblade, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Gridders, Dungeons and Dragons, few games which they produced, Iron Angel of the Apocalypse, Johnny Bazookaton, Will the Warrior, Virtuoso. You see, there was a lot of amazing games on Panasonic 3DO, which only stayed faithful to this console, and even the few of the games, and these games did come, they didn't look good as these, and their sequels were bad. On Sega Saturn and PlayStation, they weren't that good. And the Panasonic 3DO, we know 3DO developed the whole system, but it was never manufactured by the 3DO company themselves, because they have no idea how to make systems. Only Panasonic knew. And Panasonic, right, I'll give you one of the most other thing, right, if you look, even back in the time in 1993, the most people systems they admired was the Panasonic models. Even today's day, right, as I already mentioned to you in this video, they still buy them. They don't buy any of the model, did they? They didn't buy Gold Star. They didn't buy Sanyo. Of course, Samsung and Toshiba didn't get the licenses, and that's why no 3D models came under them brands. It's a very interesting concept if you understand what's been going on, because 3DO, Panasonic 3DO, has come in many different eras of other games consoles. Now let's get something clear, which is really important, and I think you need to understand this very carefully. The Panasonic 3DO competitors were Sega and Nintendo. So these are Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo we're talking about here. Really, the 3DO company should never have thought of releasing their console in the times of Sega, Mega Drive and Super Nintendo, which is very wrong. Now, when you look at the other consoles, like Mega Drive 32X, Mega CD, were add-ons. There were flops. Mega flops. SNK Neo Geo AES, SNK Neo Geo CD, flops. Again, Atari Jaguar cartridge-based system, another flop. You don't want to talk about Atari Jaguars, man. They're terrible. They were terrible sellers, man. And why did Atari plan to release another add-on called the Atari Jaguar CD? And the Atari Jaguar cartridge-based system is all doing bad. The Jaguar series, there's no sales on there. There's no even track record of anything on there. What the heck, man? We do know, in terms of SNK Neo Geo AS, there were around about only 900,000 consoles that were sold. It wasn't even 1 million. Goodness sake, man. It wasn't even 1 million. Do you know how much Atari Jack was sold? 125,000. That is all. It's terrible. And then we got Sega Saturn, which didn't do so well as well. But I reckon it did more well than the other consoles. And then Sony PlayStation, which was very popular indeed, and did really well. I think Sony PlayStation only did well because of it was something to do with Namco. It was something to do with Ridge Racer, Tekken arcade games. They were faithful to the console and they made it really big. It was something really big, having Ridge Racer, Tekken, Wipeout, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, these kind of games made the Sony PlayStation really popular. But it's very remarkable, stunning, how far and how many lineup of consoles that Panasonic 3DO went through. If Panasonic 3DO succeeded the Sega Mega Drive Super Nintendo, then it would have been really big. The startup of the system was run by 3DO company. Was Trip Hawkins taken off? Is he crazy or something? Really? Why is he? I can't believe he did that. Because seriously, you should know everything about that. Really? But why was he actually doing that? Why did they release it when they're not supposed to be releasing it? I was so amazed what Trip Hawkins was doing. They should never ever release the 3DO models in them years. Because you gotta think, the Panasonic 3DO sold in 2 million. Now that surpassed SNK Neo Geo AS and Atari Jaguar. It beat them in sales. Can you see what's happening? Ooh, pretty smart there, isn't it? When it comes to Panasonic 3DO, I think the sales were coming from Panasonic 3DO. It was coming from Panasonic models. It whiplashed SNK and Atari games consoles. Well done there. But the real competitors was Sega Nintendo with Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. If you want to beat them, you gotta release a console at a later time. And it shouldn't have been in 1995. They should have brought that console in that year. Not in 1993 or 1994. No! Because Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo were already popular. And in 1993, 1994, they were really, really good games like, what can we say, like Eternal Champions, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Hagen, and Super Mario World. I just want to beat these games. Because these games were already too popular. Now the big thing is that Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo were cheap. They were really, really popular. Nobody is going to go out there and buy a Panasonic 3DO for $499 either. Because it was slashed in 6 months. $499. Why would someone do that? Nobody's going to go and do that. Because if you could buy a cheap 60-bit games console with quality gaming, why do you need a Panasonic 3DO? That's the way people were thinking. We know Panasonic 3DO is a cutting-edge technology machine. You know, all the consoles I mentioned, it's better than all of them, to be honest. It's better than all of them. It was good enough to compete against Sega Saturn and Sony PlayStation. No joke. It was good. It was at that level. But 3DO company spoiled the whole damn thing. They messed it up. Not for themselves, even for Panasonic. Or Panasonic models will be really massive, really huge. And then Panasonic could have published more and developed more games on there, on the system. And Panasonic was really proud of that, for doing this. 3DO, Trip Hawkins spoiled everything. I don't like that guy. He messed everything up. Panasonic 3DO is a great system. It still is a great system because most Johnny games consoles, the Panasonic 3DO is a better games console. Yeah, it is. So, please check out Panasonic 3DO, whatever model you like, FZ1 or FZ10. Check them out. Just check out some of these games, man. You're not going to find them on other platforms, some of these games. Play them, experience them, and see how good they really were. Please, please, Panasonic, if you're listening to me, develop your own system and do not work with 3DO company ever again, because they are really silly company to work with. Your manufacturing skills, Panasonic, I admire, because you are a large electronic company in the world. Can you see? The system didn't fail because of Panasonic. It failed because 3DO company, Trip Hawkins or Mikhail of New Age Technologies, they were messing everything up. They were silly. They were really silly. That's what it was. So we can't blame Panasonic for that, because Panasonic wasn't the main person responsible for this whole 3DO company was they were thinking of, and they messed it up. I do really think Panasonic, don't call it Panasonic 3DO, no. Now Panasonic needs to think big. Please, Panasonic, listen to me carefully. Do not give up. Your Panasonic 3DO models FZ1, FZ10 are great. Don't worry about the name 3DO in there. You know that machine what we was talking about, 64-bit games console. Please, Panasonic, release Panasonic M2 games console and make it just a separate console, not an add-on for the 3DO system. No, and do not make this system a 3DO add-on, and don't work for 3DO company ever again. They're gonna mess you up again. Use your own strategy, use your own brain. Release this console, right? We know that the components inside the system are really important. You need to make the machine quite powerful. We're gonna make this video a bit later on in the other videos. I can't tell you when I'm making that video. We will make another video. So Panasonic 3DO, Panasonic M2 games console needs to come out, and it needs to be a cheap priced system. Okay? You need to understand, you don't want a machine which is $499, $699, or even $799. No. You need a price which is really cheap. Panasonic, if you're listening to me, listen to me very carefully. The prices that you need to work on is this. When we look at the Sony PlayStation 4, that was between $299 to $349.99. Okay? So if you want to release your Panasonic M2 games console, release it at the price tags of $250 to $350. Don't even go to $400 because it's not worth it. Look at the state of Sony PS5, what's happening to it. They're going to release the Sony PS5 at $400, And the Microsoft Xbox Series X is going to be released at $600. I'm not going to talk about these price tags in this video, but it seems to me them price tags aren't very good. No, they're not good. They're bad. So, follow these steps, Panasonic. Try to release another console. You are the largest electronic company in the world. Work hard and you will be successful in the next Panasonic games console. So I hope you guys like my video. It's been quite informative. Give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.